Welcome to 420 News. I'm your host, xCodeh. Today, top story, DEA will reschedule cannabis from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Is that a good thing? Let's talk about it. The day has finally come. Well, almost. It's one of those, we're gonna do it scenarios. We've heard something like this a couple times throughout the past couple years, but I think it's finally happening. For decades, it's been in the same schedule as drugs like heroin, meth, LSD, and it's very exciting to see it finally be rescheduled. Well, before I continue, let me just get this out of the way because I kind of forgot to do it. Something that always confused me about it being in Schedule 1 was, in most states in the United States, you can go to a doctor, get a medical prescription to go and buy medicine, treat an ailment, to help your back pain, to help you sleep at night. There's many different things that, cannabis can help people with. So if it's Schedule 1 with zero medical benefit, why is it legal on the state side to be able to be prescribed to people for medical reasons? So that always was like a conflicting thing to me. And it's like, all right, well, if we're at that point, why don't we just reschedule it? It's just been this multi-year limbo and it's finally coming to an end. And my biggest excitement about it being rescheduled from 1 to 3 is drugs that are in Schedule 1, in order for medical research studies to be done, like official medical studies, you need like a government permit or license, which they do not hand out easily. Like basically, it's almost impossible to get these permits. And now that it's gonna be in Schedule 3, it is gonna open so many doors for medical research to finally be done. Like this is something I have been personally excited for ever since I started smoking. It's gonna be so exciting to see the research that's gonna be able to be done that has been locked away, like prohibited for so many years now. Some things I'm personally excited about, learning about is the long-term mental effects of heavy daily use. Like I'm talking going through a gram of rosin every day, blowing back a half ounce of bud every 6 hours, like the type of people that just smoke constantly for years and years on end. I remember seeing on the packaging on some dabs that I bought one time, and it was just like the long-term side effects, the mental side effects of this product haven't been studied. And it's like, why not? Let's do it. Now, well, not just yet, all right, it's not official yet, but listen, if the DEA is saying we're gonna do it, I think it's gonna happen. Let's get that study going on. Another one, how it affects the brain starting at a young age. I think that there has been some studies saying that it might stunt development, so there might be some studies done. Now that a lot more people are able to do these kind of studies, it's gonna be great to get like an average of information versus like there are 1 or 2 study groups that the government decided to give a permit to do a study on. So interesting to me. This is something I bet a lot of you guys are gonna be interested in because I get this question a lot in emails, DMs, Twitter. Follow me, by the way. CHS. I think it's chronic hyperemesis syndrome. I think that's what it is. Listen, I'll put it on screen if I'm wrong. Basically, people who have smoked for many, many years and been completely fine enjoying it, just all of a sudden when they smoke, they start throwing up, they start feeling real sick, and every time they smoke, they get this. Some people end up in the hospital because they just can't stop getting sick. It's crazy. But it's something that I feel like has only really shown up in the past maybe 5, maybe 10 years. Maybe it's that genetics are changing in the plant. Maybe it's a certain thing that we're growing it with that we didn't 10, 20 years ago. We gotta find out, dude, because most people it doesn't happen to. Like most people, it won't. There's this niche group of suffering people that don't have answers, and the only answer the doctor says is stop smoking. There's some people out there with like chronic pain or something that don't want to take opiates or don't want to take painkillers or prescription medication, and weed really helps them. But maybe if they did a research study and found out that, oh, if you grow it with this fertilizer or this chemical or this genetic line or this lineage of strains causes this in some people, we can figure that out and finally, hopefully figure that one out. I don't know, it's like a mystery thing. I feel like all the research studies I've ever seen on CHS is just like, it's not like real official studies, it's kind of like just real opinionated. So it's gonna be real cool to see some solid information on that. I think this is what I've been most excited for ever since about high school, because I remember seeing a research or just a study done, I think it was on rats, and then they might have done it on a couple people. There's a certain, I think it's THC or maybe one of the cannabinoids. We got to figure out, pinpoint exactly where in the plant, which molecule, which compound does this, and fucking harness it. I think it was in rats where they gave it a bunch of THC and it helped decrease the speed at which a cancer tumor was forming. And listen, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, weed's the cure to cancer, because we don't know if it is. I just think it's really cool that in any sort of circumstances that there was a cancer tumor, THC was given to it, and it started to slow down in size, possibly even shrink. Who knows? Who knows? If that's even remotely possible, we need to figure out what the fuck in the plant is doing that and make a drug, like a medicine out of it. Do I even have to explain further? Like, that's incredible. And another thing that kind of ties in with, the high school rebellion, we might help cancer, we gotta legalize it, man. Another thing is, I always remember seeing this video of someone with Parkinson's disease, a horrible debilitating disease where you shake uncontrollably. And they gave him a syringe of RSO, Rick Simpson oil, and within like a couple minutes of time, he went from full body shake to be completely normal on the couch. Oh, you wanna get some lunch? Like, he got the munchies right away. It was heartwarming, truly. It almost put a tear in my eye the first time I saw it. So people with epilepsy and Parkinson's, maybe they can form some type of medication. I don't know if it's the THC exactly that does that. I'm not a doctor here. Listen, don't take any of this as medical advice, please. But like, clearly something in the plant helps with epilepsy and Parkinson's. So if they could maybe figure out a way to get that out of the plant, maybe without the psychoactive effects, so people could take that natural medicine from the plant without getting super baked all day. Who knows? I feel like that's a great thing to study, and it must really suck to live with epilepsy or Parkinson's. Rescheduling is going to be a great thing for dispensaries. Federal Code 280E bars dispensaries selling Schedule 1 and Schedule 2 substances from seeking tax breaks for basic operating needs, payroll, utilities, rent, office supplies, the things that normal businesses can write off on their taxes. So basically, if it's rescheduled into 3, the operating cost of owning a dispensary should go down. So, hopefully that will equate to prices going down as well. 2 things. It's most likely gonna be the third outcome, but I'm hoping that it's gonna bring the prices down for products that are already here. 2, give the dispensaries a little more wiggle room to work with more of like a small batch, locally grown type of product to put in the shop. Like, they can focus on not just buying wholesale from like big companies like cookies and just like the average ones you see in the dispensary. I'm not talking shit about cookies, but I bet that they have wholesale prices at dispensaries. That's all I'm trying to get the point across. So hopefully, if they have a little bit more money to work with, that they can get, more fresh, local grown, that kind of product. But number 3, the third option here with the dispensaries is, it's a business, they gotta make money. If they get a little bit more profit margins, maybe they'll just order more of the wholesale to make more profits. So it really just comes down to which shop you go to. But it is a good thing for all dispensaries, because they're gonna end up paying less tax, because the tax on selling bud, dude, legally is insane. Okay, so what people are worried about this, the concern that I've seen a couple opinions on the internet. People don't want it descheduled. People want it fully legalized, prohibition ended, just a plant. And obviously that would be the end goal. That would be phenomenal for that to happen. But I feel like this is a really good step in the right direction. But people are worried that putting it into Schedule 3 is you're bringing it from a super illegal drug to now a drug that's in the same category as a lot of pharmaceutical drugs. So essentially, if it was in Schedule 3, Big Pharma could step in, patent a couple strains, make it into a bunch of pills, sell it to you at, $20, but then charge the insurance company like a couple $100 for the same prescription. So they're getting super rich off your prescription. It's just like a real scummy corporate America capitalism type of thing that people are worried about. And I feel like it is inevitable for something like that to happen. I will say here, listen, you're living through the years of before that. I guess really the only thing you can do to stick it to the man when it comes to that is to just not buy products from big pharmaceutical companies that have THC or weed in them. Just go to the dispensary and get the stuff you've always had. But anyways, inevitable, it's gonna happen. I would like to say one more time, we've heard this kind of stuff a couple times. So if this doesn't follow through in the next couple months, if it gets delayed another year, another 2 years, I wouldn't really be surprised. With the elections coming up, maybe they're gonna try to get young voters on a certain side. Maybe that's gonna play a part of it. We never talk politics on my channel, dude. I'm not intelligent enough to give you any type of fucking information about that. But I can't imagine, during election years, things get a little crazy, get a little fucking dude, we got to do some wild stuff to get some voters. So hey, maybe this year's finally the year. It's looking like it. So I'm excited. Let me know what you guys think about it. Do you think it should be Schedule 3? Do you think it should be stay in Schedule 1? Ooh, controversial opinion. Let me know in the comments down below. Or do you think it should just be completely descheduled? It's just a plan. Anybody could grow it in abundance amounts. It's really cool to see history. We're living through it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy. Thank you to everybody on screen for supporting me on Patreon. If you guys want access to 200 plus blazing videos where I'm doing question and answers, blazing down dubs, taking dabs, all sorts of fun, check out the link in the pinned comment and in the description, just patreon.com/xCodeh. I put a list of everybody on screen. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate you guys, especially with my entire YouTube channel getting demonetized this month. Hopefully I can reapply to the monetization program. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I honestly don't think they're gonna accept it, but we'll see. You know, I got my fingers crossed, but hey, it's YouTube in 2024. You just never know. But thank you for the support. Thank you for spending the time out of your day to watch my video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Stay high, stay lifted, stay snazzy. Peace.